Jeremy Holston says because the defendant dated his sister, he agreed to cash an inheritance check for the defendant. However, the check turned out to be fraudulent, and the defendant later confessed that it was a check from a woman whom he met on the internet. Jeremy's suing for trip expenses and overdraft fees. Defendant Zebediah Sitters admits that he met a woman on MySpace who was staying in Africa, and this woman asked him to cash the check for her. Zebediah claims that's the check he gave to Jeremy, but he insists he had no idea the check was fraudulent.
Prove your case.
Well, sir, Zeb was dating my sister. They made a really good couple. I really supported the two of them. I tried to help him out whenever I could. I worked at a bike store. Sometimes came down and giving him inner tubes and stuff for his bicycle when it wasn't working. We gave him clothes and stuff like that.
Why'd they break up, to your knowledge?
I don't really know. He was in Jacksonville for whatever reason.
You're getting into the lawsuit, the details?
Yes.
That's what you're doing?
Yes.
Let me allow him to give some background. Sir, you want to give me any background?
I do. I just find the amount of being sued for is unfeasible.
You don't want to talk about how you lost your woman?
I didn't lose her. We broke up because of our differences and some actions that took place. That was her fault.
Good enough. Go ahead, sir. Tell me why you're suing him for the trip and overdraft fees. Unless she wants to speak, do you want to speak regarding why you lost your man?
I'm not the sister, I'm his wife.
Oh.
I thought the same thing.
Well, you thought that too? All right. I thought you were grinning a little too much to have just broken up. That's not to say she's happy to get away from you, but that's not her. So go ahead, sir.
Well, sir, one night my sister called me. Zeb was in Jacksonville, about 500 miles away from Fort Myers, and he had this inheritance check that he received. He didn't have his ID, so he couldn't cash it to get back to Fort Myers. So they offered me $500 to drive up there to get him, and that would cover gas, whatever, or the day I had to take off the next day because it was such a long drive. So I called my boss, made sure it'd be all right, and my sister and I drove up to Jacksonville to get him. He explained that his father had passed away when he was 10 or so, and when he turned 18, he got an $80,000 inheritance that his aunt, he signed over to his aunt so he wouldn't blow it all. I guess she was supposed to send him like a certain portion every few months. Well, he got that portion of the check, and he just couldn't cash it. So we deposited it into my account, and I was able to give him a couple advancements on that check until the check cleared. After like a week, we got a letter from the bank saying that it hadn't cleared, that it was a counterfeit check. So I called Zeb and explained to him that that wasn't a real check, in which case Zeb wanted to argue with me and tell me that I was trying to steal his $3,800 check or whatever amount it was. So I had my wife Mary drive and get Zeb right then and there. I told my boss what was going on, and we went straight to the bank so Zeb could hear it from the...
Zeb was there with you at the bank, and
Yeah.
What did you all hear? What did the
It
bank...
was a counterfeit check. They said it wasn't real.
Okay, and what did he say?
He was disagreeing that it was a real check
that's what
from
I'm
his
saying.
aunt for his deceased father.
Okay.
Well, after interrogating him for a couple of days, it came about that it wasn't from his aunt, that he had met a girl on MySpace who told him some story about being in Africa or Europe or something. She had a check. If he cashed it...
Nigeria?
I get those all the time.
You get those all the time? Yeah, I get a lot from Nigeria in Africa. Nothing against Nigeria. It's a great country otherwise, but some of their citizens send over these con letters. Let me hear from him. Sir?
Okay. I met this girl on MySpace. I talked to her for about 3 weeks, and what she told me was she was doing research on ancient cultures. Well, her place, the hotel she was at, got robbed. So therefore, all of her stuff was stolen except for her laptop, because that's where she keeps all her information.
Let's go back. Did you tell him that you had a check that came from an inheritance?
Yes, I did, and that was wrong of me.
So you lied to him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, I was talking to her for a while. We were there seeing each other. She lived in New York, and she was going to date me or, you know, see where a relationship went to. She got robbed in her hotel. The only thing she had was her laptop, because that's where she kept her research. So she asked me, since she ain't got no ID or anything, if she had the check sent to me and I'd cash it. I actually had a friend of his sister's go online, check out the check to see if it was legitimate. What online said was it was legitimate. So I had no idea it was fraud.
Ultimately, was the check any good?
No.
So why don't you think you shouldn't have to pay him for a check that you gave to him that was no good?
Because I've already paid him X amount of dollars for the gas fee and everything else.
Are you saying you repaid the amount of the check or the amount that you were to give him?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
All right. What do you base your belief on?
Okay, I believe I gave him $25 on the way back for gas. And I also...
How much was the check for?
$3,800.
Oh, right.
Well, I was supposed to send this money back to her. I had no idea it was fraud. Then on one of my paychecks, I gave him $70. And on another one, I gave him, I believe it's $50. And on the third one, it was $45. On the third one, I really didn't have the money. He actually came up to my job, prevented me from going inside. I actually lost my job due to the account of him coming up there and harassing me for the money.
That's why you don't think you should pay? Because he...
Well, I never agreed to pay him $3,800 for the check. I agreed to pay him for gas and food on the way back.
Okay, because he didn't lose $3,800, right?
Correct.
You lost how much?
I'm thinking about $1,000.
Thinking. You all have... No. How much did you loan him, sir?
Before the check, it was nothing. We lent him cash a couple times. It was like $180. And once the check went through, overdraft fees started incurring.
Okay. And how much does he owe you as a result of the check?
About $1,000, $1,200.
And that is based on what?
Based it off. He said he would give me $500 for driving up there, $55 for gas, which is $555. The overdraft fees, all that is $235, and the amount of days that I've had to miss work because of this is $480.
Miss work because of what exactly?
The day that I drove up there to get him, go downtown and file a report.
No, I don't give you court costs for having to sue. So if that's what you mean, no, I'm not granting you lost wages for that. Emotional distress, how does he owe you for that?
This whole thing back around, it's just been a big headache. You know, driving back and forth. We haven't had any money to buy groceries for like 2 months. It's very difficult. We don't have any money to put in our gas to get back and forth to work. We got a 4-year-old. It makes it very difficult to take him to school and go to work myself and buy him groceries when there's absolutely no money.
Okay.
We got direct deposit, so with those overdraft fees in there, my entire paycheck went straight to direct deposit, and it went to overdraft fees. I didn't even get to see any of that money. It's very overwhelming.
Unfortunately, the legal definition of emotional distress is that the person committed an extreme and outrageous act that causes one to suffer severe stress. People bounce checks all the time. Do you have any final defense to anything, sir?
Yes, I do. As far as the overdraft fees, the check was not due to clear until the 26th of the 8th month. So the overdraft fees are not upon me.
You wouldn't have owed those? Even if it was in a timely manner, but the check still bounced, he wouldn't have had to pay? He would have.
Yes, but...
Because you gave him a bad check.
But those overdraft fees aren't due to me, and I did not have any benefit
They
from
are
this
due
one.
to you giving him a bad check. That's exactly what they come from. $235 and $555.
$790.
$790 is your judgment. Have a good day.
Hey, Judge Mathis, my name is Nader. I was just interested to know that if someone has power of attorney over me, can I still sue someone in a small claims court?
Yes, you can, Nader. If you give someone power of attorney to handle your affairs, it doesn't mean that you relinquish your rights to do so. It merely gives them the authority to act on your behalf. Also, you should know that you can retract your power of attorney at any time.